Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from CALIX Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from CALIX Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calixsolutions.io.
And we are live, and I have horrible lighting. I look like I got sunburned. Yeah, yesterday I had problems with camera like cutting out a lot yesterday, and so I switched to the old reliable camera right here, and the lighting sucks, but at least it is like flickering on and off where you have video, then you don't have it, then you have it, then you don't. That's annoying as shit. So what's going on, Patrick?
Just having fun. You got sunscreen on?
Absolutely.
Look
at this. Oh,
good.
I have such a rosy kind of pink looking color. It's really bringing out my eyes.
It is. It is. Everything's good. Yeah. You and I were texting back and forth. The big, beautiful bill got through the Senate. Now it's got to get through the House. I don't know that it will.
I think it will. I think it's just going to be beat the hell out of by the time it does.
Well, it's going to look different because they, in the Senate, they cut out the medical coverage for illegal immigrants, and that's just not going to fly.
No,
that's not going to fly. And this
got to protect the illegal aliens.
Oh yeah. Murkowski, I don't know if you were watching her when all this stuff was going on. A known rhino. She's everything about that bill had her saying no to it, but she went around and she kibitz. She got some deals for Alaska. I mean, leases are going to be available. They're going to be drilling, baby. They're going to be getting oil and natural gas. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening that's good for Alaska and good for the country. But she did this when she said yes.
Oh, absolutely. And there's a lot with her that I don't like. But if she wheeled and dealed and she's like, look, you got to give Alaska, something. That's kind of her job, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No, I have no bones with that. No qualms at all. The issue that I have is she was a no until she was in a position to get that stuff for Alaska.
Yeah.
And and then what do we get from Collins out of Maine?
Isn't there some way? Now I know it's Maine, right? Isn't there some way we could get rid of her?
No, she's in deeper than a Georgia tick because you look at the polls and nobody can take her out. No one.
Yeah.
Mills is talking about running, but she doesn't have a rat's ass chance in hell of beating Collins. Collins is so middle of the road, so pablum, which fits the nature of Maine.
Yeah.
That it's.
Plus, if you think about it, there's only about 800 and something people in Maine.
Yeah, that's
especially during winter.
Yeah, you get outside of Portland. There's really no. No.
Yeah, I mean, I think it will eventually pass. I definitely think it isn't going to look like it looks now.
Right.
And when it's actually brought to Trump's office, it is going to be black and blue.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Of course, he will actually do exactly what Trump does. This is the best bill ever. This bill's the best.
Yeah.
Make America great again.
Did you see that Schumer stripped the name off of it?
Oh, he did?
Yeah, yeah. He went to the parliamentarian, and they invoked.
I'm going to tell the teacher.
Yeah, yeah. What a friggin' weasel! You know, he reminds me of Squidward on
yes,
SpongeBob, or Mr. Burns, or Mr. Burns from Simpsons.
He's such a piece of crap. I mean, he has broken more laws and lied. I mean, flat out lied. You know, we have proof that Trump colluded with the Russians.
Oh, that's yeah. That and Schiff, was it irrefutable proof?
Yeah.
Where's your stuff there, Skinny? I don't see it. I don't see it.
And this is how these friggin' politicians work. They have no problem lying as long as it meets their goal.
Right.
Well, of course I lied. I was going after Trump.
Right. Yeah. Well, you know, if you're a card-carrying member of the world's second oldest profession, there are certain things you will do that do not involve moral code.
That's true. It's a shame that our very first president was George Washington, and then we went downhill from there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was like, we don't want a king. I don't want to be a king. I don't want to rule the country. And then from then on out, it's everyone, I want to rule the country. You know, including Trump. I'm not giving him a pass on this either.
No.
No. At what point did we absolutely, completely give up on the idea of individual freedom? Question. God, what is the payroll place? Is it
ADP?
Yeah. Yeah. They were expecting 98,000 new jobs. Now they say there's negative 33,000. That's a big miss.
Yeah. Yeah. 120,000 swing. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a little oopsie. You know, and which everyone's all hyped up. They're like, okay, now Powell has to drop the interest rate. He has to. Unemployment's, just crashing. People don't realize how big this is. He's got nowhere to go. If he does nothing, it isn't as bad as if he does something.
I agree.
So I think
he's been waiting for this.
Yeah. And but Trump, I'm telling you, it's Trump's plan because Pete Thiel and another guy, I can't remember his name, is real weird son of a bitch, like long haired, he's a weird guy. And of course, he makes military equipment for the U.S. military. This guy's really unique. But him and
see the mad scientist out of Independence Day.
Yes, absolutely. He's that guy. So two friggin' billionaires are launching a bank that is only Bitcoin. They aren't going to hold any treasuries for at least 2 years, because what they're going to do is accumulate a shit ton of Bitcoin. Then they're going to launch a stable coin linked with the actual treasuries and all that. And that's what the headline here is Trump set to replace the Federal Reserve with private Bitcoin banks. Hence why I bought a bank in El Salvador, because this is the future, guys. If you're a member of one of these fucking banks, you're going to be able to get loans to purchase the Bitcoin. You're going to be able to get home equity loans that has a percentage of the loan held in actual Bitcoin for the term of the loan. And if the value of the actual Bitcoin reaches a point where it could actually pay off your loan, you can do that. So it's actually getting a house at a lower price, leveraging the growth of the actual Bitcoin in the bank. It's exactly, Jim. Exactly. It's free money. And this is why El Salvador Bank, because this is global. This actually makes every single bank a global bank, because of you can write the smart contract on the actual blockchain of the Bitcoin, and the smart contract will actually be part of the contract that you sign when you buy your house.
Those are digital agreements, though, right? I mean, they're not smart contracts. Can't be written on Bitcoin. Only digital agreements can be.
Not true.
Really?
Yep. There is a layer. God, it's I can't remember the name of them. It's I think it's called like loons or noons, noons or loons.
So you're talking. There's a sister chain.
No, it's a software that uses the actual Bitcoin layer, and you write it in to. Hey Jim, here we go. PTC smart contracts are simple, but would work for this application. Yeah, runes. They're yeah, runes allows you to create a smart contract on the actual blockchain. It's just some neat shit friggin' coming out.
Because I recall having read that there were no smart contracts within the Bitcoin blockchain, that there could be digital agreements drawn up, but not a smart contract. But okay.
Yeah, it as it evolves, it will actually be a lot more simpler.
Which is good.
That's a word. Yeah. It's just right now only like really people who work on runes actually know how to do it, but it is growing and growing fast. We have a question. With that logic, the price of housing will also go up over time, right? I own 50 homes, and as I sell them, I will price to actual BTC up and up. I don't things will go down.
I don't think.
Yeah. No, housing prices. Remember, prices, dollar value. They're going to go up, but the value of the dollar is dropping. We just hit 11% loss in the U.S. dollar purchasing power yesterday. So this year, just the last 7 months, we have officially lost 11%, and it's going to 12% quickly. And then it's just going to get worse and worse. And that's why everyone's flooding into Bitcoin. Even China. China is using a kind of an end around. They're allowing their second largest bank to sell what do you call them?
Wands?
No. It's exactly what fucking BlackRock is. ETFs. Yep. Spot Bitcoin ETFs. So the second largest bank, which is completely ran by the Communist Party, they are launching a spot ETF, just like BlackRock, but it's in China. So they want some fucking Bitcoin, but the government doesn't want to come out and say, we want Bitcoin. So they're going to leave it to their bank. There's a lot of shit going on right now.
Kazakhstan is going to have a reserve for Bitcoin. Pakistan is going to have a reserve for Bitcoin. And now the Connecticut governor approves a law prohibiting crypto use in government.
Yeah. And America.
Being on the wrong side of history, Connecticut once again puts their foot in it. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, interesting. How many smaller countries are moving to this because it's going to be what saves their tail? And then you have states who are adamantly opposed to really being progressive in terms of their approaches to government finances, et cetera. And they decide that, well, if Trump's for it, we're against it. So no.
Yeah, and really I think that some of them realize what Trump is actually doing, because Trump is completely rearranging the American system. I think they said that we've already made like 600 billion on fucking tariffs or something. What was it, like 600 or 800 billion?
Yeah.
In tariffs.
Yeah.
Welcome to the replacement for taxation. Because as that grows, we're off to the races, especially if they're holding some of it in Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's so what do you think Trump, or when do you think that America will officially announce that they're actually purchasing Bitcoin? Officially announce.
I think the best time for that to happen is when they show Powell the door.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And Besant has said, the Secretary of the Treasury has said, I'm good with Powell leaving. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
Yeah. I think that would be the perfect opportunity. If that doesn't present itself, my guess would probably be at the end of this quarter, and we just started.
Yeah. This is so friggin' intelligent because
Lena had a good one. 4th of July.
There we go. Let's set off some rockets to the moon. And this is what I love, is Trump has the Federal Reserve over a barrel, because with them passing this legislation on the stable coins, what this allows the Treasury to do, oh, excuse me, good Lord, because in the legislation, it says all of the treasuries sold for stable coin use is at 0%. 0%. So what if, because I think this is what's going to happen, Trump is no longer going to sell any of the debt to the Federal Reserve? Why would he? He's like, look, pal, you're wanting to just 4.8 or whatever, when we could sell over here at 0%. Why wouldn't he? Because that's what Trump really wants. He wants to finance $7 trillion of debt this year. Why wouldn't he refinance it at 0% with this other option that apparently so far there's $3.8 trillion that have already lined up to purchase treasuries for this friggin' bill. And that's global. And only more, and because what he's doing is he's shifting away from the entity that creates our currency. He's shifting away from the Federal Reserve, and he's actually going back to how it was originally in America, where there were a ton of banks and it was all private money. Well, now that's why I've said, and I've said it for years, Florida will have its own currency. Do you know why? Because they're going to buy treasuries and launch their own currency. That's how you pay the taxes in Florida. That's how This is a completely different system. Nobody realizes how big of a transfer this is. We are going freedom, where there's no more central banks. Florida will issue Florida stable coins out of the Florida Treasury.
Does this mean that my stack of $10,000 Confederate State of America Florida bills will be good again?
Absolutely, Patrick. Send them down there. See what they'll give you for them.
Yeah. Well, they can use it to finance the alligator Alcatraz.
Yeah. And if you look at it like this, Texas is a perfect example.
Yeah.
They have gold. They got a shit ton of oil. And they're mining a bunch of Bitcoin. So what if Texas purchases a shit ton of treasury from the U.S. Treasury Department and launches a Texas coin? And what you have to do is you can either pay your taxes in actual Bitcoin, or you can pay your taxes in the Texas coin.
And for Texas, the game is to flip the stable coin into their treasury and hold Bitcoin.
Yep. Yeah, it's the old system, except you replace the gold and silver with Bitcoin. That's why at one point there was a New York currency. There was a West Virginia currency.
Right.
There was a Jersey currency. But it didn't work because the further you got away from the location, the less it was worth. So it didn't work. Economically, it worked. But in reality, because it wasn't easy, because you had to carry your currency, now it works because it's instant. And Florida, just think about this, guys. Florida can use their currency as a reward to bring in corporations, reward systems for kids at schools. Yeah, like, hey, for every A you get 100 Florida bucks. You think I'm joking? This all makes sense. What it does is it takes the old system, and when I say old, like early 1800s, middle 1800s, and shit like that, and it allows Florida to really control Florida. It allows Texas to really control Texas. And it fucks California. Because California, all they got is good wine, and they do produce a lot of like fruits and vegetables and shit like that. But Hollywood's gone. If you've seen any of the AI lately, Hollywood's done. It's absolutely done.
Oh,
shucks. I hate to see bad things happen to good people. Yeah, this is a whole new system. And I'm trying to remember the name of the company. It's a rewards program that has like 400 million users. And they're going to allow all of their users on their app to purchase Bitcoin. And they're implementing it as the rewards program for the app. It's basically, it's friggin' Bitcoin rewards.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Where's my wallet?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, what are they going to use?
Yeah. It's
to be determined, I guess.
Exactly. Now, if it's centralized and they're like, here's your Bitcoin on your app. Now, if they let you to move it off, that's a game changer. That's a game changer.
Right.
Which eventually they'll have to, because there'll be too many other options. And this is all moving in the most amazing direction, because this globe, the elites, the globalist system is done. Oh, what do you think of what's going on over in Europe and the European Union?
Oh, well, which part of it? I mean,
it's all a shit show.
Yeah, yeah. It's getting unsightly. I know that.
Well, they announced a few days, I think it was on Monday or last Friday or something, that that they have set up a new savings union.
Yeah, you were talking about this. Yes.
And what they're going to do is they're going to take all of your savings and they're going to unite it with their pocket. That's what's going to happen.
Give daddy your money. I'll take care of it for you.
Yep. Yep. It's you people are saving too much money. No. You gotta, because the EU, without this shit they were getting from America, and plus now they got tariffs and shit on them. And did you hear the guy from Germany? That son of a bitch lost his mind. He and this was right in front of her. He's up at the podium. She's right down here, and he's looking at her. And he basically said in his angry German voice, as they all have.
They all have it. Yeah.
Like I said, they could read you a love poem, and you think you're going to the fucking gulag.
Oh, well, you know. Yeah. Give him a little beer and the mustache shows out, too. We're back. Yeah. We're back in the beer halls.
Yeah. This guy lost his mind.
This was a chancellor. This was a chancellor yelling at the head of the EU, correct?
Yes. And he flat out was like, he didn't say you can kiss our German asses, but that's what he meant. And he reached back in time. He was like, oh, no, we've seen this before, motherfucker. This has a familiar smell.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. 1930.
Yeah.
8. Yeah. Well,
yeah. We've smelled this bullshit before. It's ingrained in our DNA.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, she is sitting there like this is normal. She's like, yeah, we're just going to create a savings union and all of this private equity, and then we're going to tokenize it, and if it sits in your bank account longer than a year, then every month after that, it loses approximately 3% of its value.
Yeah, look for that money to move into cryptocurrencies.
Oh, absolutely. They're going to run in I also read earlier that Europe has lost more. I love how they said this. Caucasian people are moving out of Europe. No shit. Well, London has fallen. I don't know if you know who. I mean, they're nothing against Muslims, but their mayor is Muslim.
Has been
For years now.
The number one name given to given to children in London is Muhammad.
Yeah.
So
London has fallen.
they've won.
The European Union is about to fall.
Going the same way.
Yep. This is why Trump and ICE. What do you think about the thing down in Florida, the alligator Alcatraz?
Well, I think it's great. I think it's great. And heads on the left are exploding. Some are saying it's a concentration camp. No, not at all.
No, I am not afraid. It is a concentration camp. That's exactly what it is. It's a carbon copy of what they did in Germany with the illegal Jews. It's exact. No qualms. Yes, so this is what I'm saying. Trump's not going to gas people. All right? That's not going to happen. It's a concentration camp until they're shipped out. That's it.
I just see it as an ICE holding facility. That's it. Now you can. It's not a concentration camp because there's due process behind it, and there's resolution where the suspect is rendered alive and transported to another country. It's not a concentration camp. But
but I like the ring.
Oh boy.
I like how it sounds.
Listen, there's the baggage of 12 million bodies to that one is just a little bit too heavy to carry, I think.
Yeah, maybe for other people. Okay. Really, for me, it has a great ring because it scares the shit out of people. They're like, oh, Trump's opening a concentration camp. And I swear to God, I would laugh my ass off if he actually got on television and went, well, yeah, of course we did. It's the greatest concentration camp the world has ever seen. I mean,
it's a big, beautiful concentration camp.
Yeah, it's a big, beautiful concentration camp. Why? I want these people afraid. That's what I want.
I agree with that. I would agree with that. And I think they are. I think they are. We're seeing a number of them self-deport, a good number of them self-deport. The number of folks that ICE has brought in, staggering.
Oh, God, yes.
But, we're looking at anywhere from 12 to 20 million, depending on who you talk to, that have to be rounded up.
And it's going to take time.
Yeah.
I mean, we have
at least 4 years.
Oh, at least, yeah. And it's either we do this or we lose America.
Agreed.
Right? Because look what is going on up in New York. This batshit crazy socialist who has lived in America for 6 years. 6 years. And he's about to become the mayor of New York. Folks, the Escape from New York was a documentary. How to escape from New York when the socialists take over.
Well, the mayor of Boca Raton was on TV and has been pointing stories at folks in New York saying, bring your businesses down here, come down here. We have
Yes.
wide open, and, talking about the number of companies that have moved to Boca Raton, what they have available for folks. The flood's going to continue.
Did you see what Ron DeSantis said yesterday?
No.
Fucking hilarious. He literally said, with everything going on up in New York, anyone wanting to move from New York, that's great, but we're going to charge you a New York tax to teach you not to be stupid and bring your shit down here.
Right. Yeah.
You gotta love it.
Yeah. That's so true. That's so true. And it's happening from California.
Absolutely. What?
Those knuckleheads have polluted the whole West Coast, Washington, Oregon. Yeah.
This is why we can't have nice things in America, because of dipshits like these guys.
Right.
They are the opposite of progress, and yet they call themselves progressives.
Right.
And this whole idea that the left just wants to make America better. No, the left wants to make America no longer America. That's the truth.
Oh, I get on Twitter, I get on a number of platforms, and I hear people talking about how we all want to just have salaries that will pay for our lifestyle, that we have affordable living, we have affordable housing, and we can all eat, and the undertones to all of this is socialism, communism. It's
absolutely,
and they don't understand that they're asking for a system that has never been successful, and never will be. Damn it! But they just want a panacea.
Right. It's and what they don't wrap their heads around is the reason socialism and communism does not work is because of two things. One, you have to have production. You have to have productive value. And on the other side of it, because this is what Karl Marx and all of the Marxists say, you take from the productive and you give it to those who need it.
Right.
The problem is production is a limited amount. What people quote unquote need or want is unlimited.
Oh yeah, yeah. And having the productive element of society drained disincentivizes them from continuing at the level that they had been before.
Yeah.
Why should I do that? Everybody's getting a free bread and free water. Why should I want anything more than that?
Yeah, and
it's going to take it anyway.
Here's a great example. Everyone watching this should Google this. In the 1970s, I think it was the 70s, the leader of Russia, or the USSR, right, came over to America and was amazed at our grocery stores.
Oh, shit. Yeah. The lines that they had over there.
Yeah.
Toilet paper.
And he asked, I think he had, who was that, Nixon? I think it was Nixon who actually brought him over. And he asked President Nixon, he goes, who produces all of this? Who makes sure it runs right? He had no grasp of a decentralized.
It was Brezhnev that was over here that saw that.
Yeah. He had no fucking concept of what America was. It was like, wow, you have so much food here. How do you, America, how? And he's asking the government, how do you produce this? And then you had fucking Nixon's like, this is free market. This is capitalism. And I think that's when the USSR really kind of started to realize they were fucked, because they couldn't really give up control, but they needed capitalism.
Always have been.
Yep.
Always have been in need of it. They have to leech off of it.
Yep. The left is a leeching system. That's what socialism is. Like they say, socialism is great until you run out of other people's money.
Yeah. One of the funny things about this, the irony is the patron saint of socialism in this country is Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. Who honeymooned in the USSR.
Right. Well, Sanders has been an independent his entire political career. And he does that because he doesn't, and you and I have had this conversation, but he does that because he doesn't want to have to pay the franchise fee being a Democrat. And yet when he runs for office, he ends up under the Democrat flag because he can't run.
That's where all of the good socialists go.
Right. But more importantly, that's where the money is.
Yep.
And this is why when he ran back in, was it 16? He made a run, and back in 12 he made a run, but he was summarily kicked to the curb because he came walking up with his hand out saying, do you have some of that DNC funding? And they were like, you've not done anything to contribute to this, pal.
Yeah.
So that teat's dry for you. Yeah.
Which is amazing, because if you think about it, it's a socialist asking a socialistic party, hey, can you share some of the wealth? And they're like, no, this is our wealth.
Yeah. It was, and yet that escaped the common sense reasoning of the folks on the left about the character and the nature of one Bernard Sanders, the economic scholar that he is.
Yeah, and he's an absolute dipshit.
What a knucklehead.
It's anyone who is a socialist, or even worse, a Marxist, which a socialist is just someone who's not ready to really be called a Marxist, so they try and keep their little pinky on a little bit of capitalism.
Well, the socialist doesn't want to give up control. They want decentralized government.
Yeah.
And the communist wants it centralized, the community.
Yep.
So,
yep. But what I've always looked at is it's always the weaker people in the society who move towards socialism, because they realize as an individual they don't have the capabilities of really achieving a high level of success. This is why most ugly women are liberals, because they know they need to wait until the bar is about to close, because all of the good-looking women will be taken But there will be some guy who snatches her fat ass up and hangs out with her a few hours and makes her feel special a little bit. But it's always the losers in society who go to the left. And then the leadership of the left recognizes, oh, we have a bunch of losers here. Let's lead the losers. And that's what socialism and that's what communism is. And unfortunately for us, is there's more losers than there are winners. And so it's always about half and half, and it kind of sways back and forth. Half of the people are really productive. The other half are a bunch of loser-ass nobodies. And we always got to put up with the loser-ass assholes. And as you and I have said, Patrick, this all started with helmets. We saved too many little retarded kids. But I blame there's no fucking man who came up with the idea of a helmet. That was a woman's idea. I guarantee it. Because there ain't no fucking man back in the day who was like, you know what? Let's take something and put it on our heads so we can hit shit with our head and be okay. Yeah.
Let's forestall natural selection.
Yeah. It's just reality, folks. Stupid people weren't meant to live long.
They're meant to be examples.
Right. They're there to be examples for the rest of us and go, oh shit, did you see Johnny? He just lost his fucking head. All right, let's not do that, guys.
Don't be like Ray Ray.
Yeah, don't be Ray Ray. All right, we have a show here in about an hour. Would you let everyone know what we're doing and where we are going to be at?
Sure. We're going to be having a chat about on a number of different issues. And this is available by way of a subscription. If you are a CALIX laptop owner, you can go to the CALIX Cyber Suite and sign up for a subscription. There's two that are available. Either one will get you a link to the show live and then access to the archives later on to catch at your leisure. There's going to be a number of things that we talk about today. The FATF is going to be cracking down on some regulatory issues. Bitcoin loans are back. The Deutsche Bank is going to be allowing crypto custody. And there's a number of crypto fraud cases that have been busted by international law enforcement agencies. Spain had one. The U.S. has had a few that we wanted to talk about. Some insider scams that have been busted. And then the Iranian exchange that mysteriously got hacked around the time of it was Nobitix is the name of the exchange. It was brought to its knees around the time of the strike on the nuclear power plants over there, the uranium enrichment facilities. I wonder who would have done that. So there are a number of other things that we're going to talk about. Of course, North Korea is in the mix because they have to be always.
Did we send out a link yesterday?
Yes.
Well, Lena said she didn't receive it.
Okay. Well, I will have Sunita resend it.
Okay.
Yeah. She'll be sending it up. Yeah.
Awesome. Everyone, let's see, today it's Wednesday. Jay, our CEO, will have his show tomorrow because I'm at a 4th of July event up here in Nashville, and it's going to be a busy day. So everyone have a great day, and Patrick and I will see you in an hour on the CALIX Solutions Cyber Stuff Show. Love you guys.
Thanks for watching.
Introducing the Liberty Laptop, your gateway to online anonymity. Engineered with your privacy in mind, the Liberty Laptop comes equipped with cutting-edge security features, ensuring that your data remains yours and yours alone. No more worries about your personal information being shared without consent. Say goodbye to prying eyes and third-party snoops. Enjoy your online freedom with advanced privacy settings, protecting your every digital move, all at your fingertips. With the Liberty Laptop, you control what others see and don't see. We customize your privacy settings and let only what matters most to you be shared. No more concerns about unwarranted surveillance. We put the power back in your hands. No unwanted access through the laptop's camera and microphone. Powered by the latest technology, the Liberty Laptop ensures performance while respecting your personal boundaries. The Liberty Laptop. Your control. Your privacy. Your world. Visit calixsolutions.io to experience true personal freedom today.